With our extensive risk assessment conducted within our team for the Australian Formula One Grand Prix event for the continual 5-year contract extension, we came up with 36 relevant risks that we felt that were quite important for the actual Formula One Grand Prix event, but we had to tie it down to just a handful for the report, and we came up with a handful for this presentation. So coming to the first one, which comes to emergency services. So the risk is lost persons during the event. The causes will be due to large crowds, noisy event area. The consequence could cause panic and personal injury. Mitigations we have in place was briefing of staff on lost person procedure, first aid posts to act as meeting points, police present to escalate if required, risk, first aid access, lack of access, egress, causes, large crowds, congestion, consequence, delayed medical action, adverse media, mitigations, plan, access pathways, roaming first aid teams, security to assist through crowd if required. The second one there would be injury, risk, race car crash. Causes would be tarmac track in poor condition, debris on track, failure of safety barriers. Consequence would be injury or death to drivers or spectators, damage to cars, race delayed, damage to reputation. Mitigations, track set up according to regulations, regular inspections, track staff trained and competent. Another risk there would be sun and weather related illness. Causes would be weather conditions, lack of shelter, limited water. Consequence could be ill health or injury. Mitigations would be free water stations, adequate shade setup, free sunscreen and first aid on site. Moving on to the next slide would be then the next set would be entertainment. So the risk could be there that we've set up would be excess noise. So the causes there would be excessive noise. So causes there could be sound checks too loud, contractors not adhering to instructions. Consequence could be noise approval not obtained or adhered to. Complaints from neighbours, damage to reputation. Mitigations, letter drop to neighbours prior to event. Plans event to reduce noise. Positioning of stage away from houses. Another risk there under entertainment would be delayed start to competition. Causes could be delayed flights, traffic congestion. Consequence could be impatient crowd, antisocial behaviour, damage to reputation. Mitigations could be backup entertainment planned, allow ample time for travel, scheduled timings well documented, and communication to all stakeholders. Under our other activities could be crowd management. So a risk there could be antisocial behaviour, Causes could be mixing of different cultures, patrons being affected by drugs or alcohol, conflict between opposing racing team fans. Consequences could be injury, ill health, negative media attention. Mitigations could run public awareness messaging, security to monitor and respond to incidents, heavy police presence. Another risk under crowd management could be overcrowding. Causes could be lack of crowd control, poor event layout. Consequence there could be congestion, patrons feeling panicked, illness or injury. Mitigations we'd put in place would be crowd dense areas to be monitored, use of infrastructure to help manage crowd flow, first aid tents spread evenly across the event grounds. Onto the final PowerPoint slide for my section would be terrorism. Now this is a quite important part, would be terrorism. Now this has got a high potential risk. Now the risk there would be hostile vehicle attacks. Causes would be terrorism attack, unauthorised entry granted at vehicle access entry checkpoints. Consequence could be mass injury or fatalities, event cancellation, reputation damage, financial loss. Mitigations would be implement hostile vehicle mitigation at checkpoints, police consulted ongoing surveillance. Another risk under terrorism would be bomb threat. Causes would be a hoax or intent to panic. Consequence would be panic, event delays or adverse media. Mitigations would be notifying of all emergency services, staff to be briefed on procedures to be in place, and implementation on a bomb threat checklist. The final activity would be operational, and the risk there would be power supply failure. Causes would be equipment not checked prior to use, fuel runs out. Consequence there would be the event interrupted or delayed, complaints, antisocial behaviour. Mitigations, engage reputable contractors, reactive maintenance plans in place, backup power provided. Another risk there under operational would be public transport failures. Causes could be the weekend schedule, reduced services, patrons not being aware of the transport options. Consequences could be delays in arriving or departing, disgruntled patrons or antisocial behaviour. Mitigations could be working with the public transit authority to plan additional services for weekends or advertise the options available. And that brings me to the conclusion of this slide, and moving on to the next section.